Welcome to another Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studios in Ypsilanti. I'm John Bomarito. Grove Studios has been the home of the podcast since the fall of 2020. You've heard me say that for about 100 episodes, I suppose, at this point. Continue finding ways to expose you to music I think needs to be heard. Sometimes it's people you have heard of, the larger names that pass through the area that I've had a relationship with. Sometimes it's people from our local music scene who are making great music that you maybe aren't hearing. Today's band should be putting their records out on things like these 78s that I found recently. This kind of music that you're hearing today certainly harkens back to a time when, was this a Benny Goodman one? Woody Herman. Could have fit right in with there. Cabaret Boreale is here, and you can catch them at several places in the coming days. The Ann Arbor Summer Festival debut, which is their fundraising event, on May 15th. Robin Theater in Lansing has them on May 28th. May 29th, they're in Toledo at a concert house series called Over Yonder. And then one of my favorite venues, Trinity House Theater in Livonia, on June the 5th. Welcome to all four of members of Cabaret Boreale. How are you? How is everybody?
Good. How are you?
Good, so good. Thank you so much, John, for having us. It's wonderful to be here.
It's my pleasure. Cabaret Boreale album is the only release thus far. I don't know what you plan to start with, but let's start with the song before we have some conversation. What would you like to do?
Why don't we start with a little bit of interlude music while I set the scene?
Okay.
Let's take ourselves back to 1920s and 30s in Berlin, because Cabaret Boreale
I thought you were going to start with a quote with it.
Oh, that one's so fun. Ah, yes. Take yourselves back in time, in the interwar years in Berlin, the underground cabaret scene. Picture this: Germany lost World War I. They were economically depressed, but for the first time in their history, they had a democracy, and the art scene was thriving. We're gonna do a two-song set by the composer-librettist duo Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill. This first one is from the operetta The Road to Mahagani. Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die. Oh,
Nothing quite like them. Cabaret Boreale on the Acoustic Alternatives from Grove Studios, and a medley of tunes. Both of those are on the album, if I'm not correct.
Yes. That one, Whiskey Bar, a.k.a. Alabama Song, is on the album. We were going to do Mack the Knife, which is by the same composer librettist team. I think we should hold that one for right now, just for the sake of time.
First.
Yeah.
So we've got the Everly Brothers, Phil and Don back there. No, I'm sorry, not the Everly Brothers, just Phil and Don. Katie on vocals, and Andrew was undressing over there on guitar and banjo. He must be a little warm in this room, Andrew. All right, we need you in front of a microphone because I'm going to talk to you first. So come on over where Katie is and chat with me for a bit, since you are the person that I've known the longest in this ensemble.
I've been around here.
Yes, that's a good thing. The first met you in the not completely defunct Appleseed Collective. There's occasional shows, right?
Yeah, we do the occasional reunion.
It's not like it's a off-the-table discussion. I have a memory from the Ann Arbor Folk Festival, and I've seen like most of them for the last 20 years, and a distinct memory is you guys, and Nobody Knows When You're Down and Out just brought me down, like, wow, that kind of reaction. And think of all the acts that I've seen at the Ann Arbor Folk Festival, and I still remember that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. That's a huge compliment.
It was a huge moment for me.
That memory, the Ann Arbor Folk Festival. I mean, I feel like that was pretty early in my career, and I think that was the most people that were ever sitting in seats to watch me play. So I peaked early there. It was a peak experience for me.
A lot of times that band would play more like standing, like Blind Pig type shows, right?
Well, I just mean, we weren't playing a lot of 3,500 auditorium,
That's true. Well, current other project is Djangophonique, 2023 Best of Washtenaw winner for a current magazine. I use quotes because it's not an actual print magazine, but
are we? Is it 2023? We're the Best of Washtenaw?
I think it was. I googled that.
Must have been a good year.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Also, I think that same year, the WYCE Jammies for Best Jazz Album, Traditional Album, and Artist of the Year.
Yeah, that was our press year. We did press then.
That was after the pandemic had passed. You tried to put a record out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, you did put it out, actually, right?
Yeah.
And like everybody else who put one out then, it was just like, well,
yep, totally.
We'll have to circle back to that at some
All
point.
the gigs are canceled. So many emails that you just spent, like 2 months writing emails and being like, yep, cool, we'll see you then.
Yeah, well.
And the whole year gone.
It didn't work out, but the band continues. In fact, one of the reasons I decided to get Cabaret Boreale in here was because I saw your name on the Ann Arbor Summer Festival thing. I've been meaning to have them in.
Yeah.
This fundraiser. And then they announced just the other day the lineup for the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. Ta-da! There's Djangophonique playing Ann Arbor Summer Festival too. So both of your side gigs are supporting this great concert series that happens in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up going to Top of the Park, Ann Arbor Summer Festival. So that's it's just such a cozy Ann Arbor summertime thing. And we love supporting it. Yeah. It's been really fun to, the tour, the long tour from Appleseed, and then when everyone was kind of going in different directions in that group, I was like, what am I gonna do, doing the Django stuff, and then when I met Katie, doing the Cabaret Boreale stuff, it's kind of an interesting through line because it's like I kind of started in bluegrassy, folky, maybe New Orleans jug band influence thing, and then went to French gypsy jazz, and then came to this project that's kind of this bizarre historical amalgam of sort of vintage and novelty music, which feels like right in the pocket. So it's cool to be here with this group.
Did you grow up listening to that when you were younger? What was your household like?
Not really. I grew up listening to my dad play a lot of piano.
Okay.
And he was definitely influenced. He was a professional musician and, influenced by all that music from, Louis Armstrong to the Beatles. And I think when I was young, I really liked Celtic music. Okay. And I had learned how to play and sing Celtic songs, so I could just like sing them and accompany myself on rhythm guitar. And then I kind of got interested in like whatever video games and stuff, and wasn't really playing much guitar. And it wasn't until I was like 18 or 19, maybe a couple years before starting Appleseed Collective, that I was like, okay, I actually want to try to learn how to even play this instrument. So
from our local scene, do you remember Mellish?
Yes,
that was some great fusion Celtic, whatever the heck that was.
Totally, and the Olam.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Some cool stuff.
I may be Italian by name, but I have a Celtic heart, so that music speaks to me in a way that Italian music does not. I don't know why. There's some Irish in me on my mom's side, but I get it. I'm drawn to that too for some reason, inexplicably, but I don't mind. It isn't necessarily what I grew up listening to.
Totally.
I grew up kind of a pop kid and found my way to supporting this kind of music just from. I worked in a record store, so all of my coworkers were exposing me to their taste.
Yeah.
And it was like pouring a little bit of something into my head. And as I kept working there and learning more about music from other people, I learned to appreciate it. Like I had a coworker who was really into all the Louis Armstrong, Louis Jordan, Lou Prima, like that kind of stuff I was getting from Ken. And if it wasn't for him, this whole like other jazz world that I wasn't really hearing at my house wasn't going to be like in my brain, something that I can appreciate. Like this kind of, to me, falls into that same era, right?
Totally, yeah. I mean, certainly the instrumentation. We, of course, do like modern, some pop tunes. I mean, even that last tune, it's actually an old tune, but then people know it. Well, it's funny. I always say modern music, like the 1970s. Yes. That's modern music to me. But, the Doors of course, recorded it. So we like to do some versions of more contemporary music, but a lot of it, of course, is influenced by, old cabaret songs, and I mean a milieu of influences. Katie could probably describe it better than I could.
Well, she's up next, but not just yet.
Okay.
So the band Djangophonique has been doing pretty well. I mean, you're touring Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, kind of getting out of the region. Were you? I mean, not to say that bored isn't really the right word I'm looking for, but what made you want to do another project on top of that?
Oh, well, I started hanging out with Katie basically all the time. And
can't blame her. She's delightful.
Yeah, I started hanging out with Katie, and next thing I know, I'm in the band. So
that was your band initially, okay.
Yeah, well, it's these three folks started it.
Ah, okay.
Andrew is the most recent addition to Cabaret Boreale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not one of the founding members.
It's true. Yeah, I'm just a guest here.
See, I'm all screwed up about that. This is a learning experience, not just for you, but for the listener.
Old as time, song as old as rhyme, men get all the credit.
I also learned in my research, I didn't know Sari Brown, who I'm not super close with, is your sister.
Yeah, totally. So I also grew up, that's actually, I hadn't even thought about that. I also grew up, from the time that, my sister is like 2 or 3 years older than me. So from the time that I was probably like 11, 12, 13, 14, my sister was hanging out a lot with, all of the earthwork music people and stepping in it and stuff. So it's like stepping in it would sometimes like crash at my family's house. And so that was also a big influence. And actually, it's like some of those early Steppin' In It records,
Absolutely.
Like Last Winter in the Copper Country. It's like, that's I think their first one. It's like on that there is like elements of bluegrass, there's New Orleans swing, there's Cajun music, there's kind of like blues, there's like, just all of Steppin' In Its wide ranges of interests. And I just loved, I don't know, I guess I love old things or old music or something. There was something about that. And then, when I took a trip randomly on a whim, I was working at Sparrow Market when I was like 17 or something. And these college girls that were like driving down to New Orleans for a weekend. And it was like, let's get in the car and drive down to New Orleans. We have an extra seat. Okay, I'm coming. And I was like going down there and listening to all of those street bands like Tuba Skinny and stuff. And that kind of made me be like, this is so cool. This type of music kind of in general. So then when I kind of with that foundation of hearing my dad play piano and then kind of being around the Steppin' In It scene, and hearing that sort of milieu of these old influences, and then going to New Orleans, that's when it was like that kind of made the stack that made me ready to be like, I love this kind of music, this sort of old sound, and whatever I'm kind of doing, it seems to have continued to be in that vein. So
when you mentioned Steppin' In It, Shout Sister Shout, the other project was like, that's of all the things they did, it's still my favorite.
Totally.
It's a great project.
Totally.
Absolutely great project.
Oh my God.
Well, back to Sari for a second. The reason I heard of her was because Jen Siggett was covering The Lonesomest Girl in Scioto Township. And she's like, oh, is this a Sari Brown song? I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like another door opener to somebody else was because of an earthwork artist showing me, oh, yeah, there's another artist you might like too. So there you go.
Yeah.
for what the style of music you guys do, is there much competition for market share, so to speak? Because there's not a lot of bands that do this era as well, for sure.
Well, we're in the performance floor, and the guys up in the market research floor, I don't know what they figured that out. But we could call them. They don't really respond to a lot of emails.
Okay.
They haven't called us back. No, I don't know. You know, there's I think in this type of stuff, there's definitely there's an array of various parts of it that people are interested in, and so it's kind of a fun, the gigs you end up getting or the rooms you end up playing, and this it kind of always makes sense. It's like for some reason, it's like 20 Front Street, I feel like is a little bit more of like an acoustic and country singer-songwriter, bluegrass
Similar
venue.
Smaller.
But it's like, smaller ensembles, and it's like, but they can kind of lean over towards us. It's like, wouldn't necessarily call us a jazz band, but also what's jazz,
Right. Where do I put it in my collection when I file that CD away? Does it go in my jazz collection, or does it go in my
eclectic.
Pop? Yeah, I don't have an eclectic section, so it needs to either go in my pop section or my jazz section. I don't know where to put it.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. How about another song before we talk to Katie and the rest
Sounds
of the band?
good.
Should Katie introduce it? I imagine that's probably going to be the case.
Well, boys, what shall we do? How are we doing on time? How many songs do you think that we can tuck in?
Well, let's look at the clock. We've got 50 minutes to finish up and get out of here.
I think Mack the Knife. Okay. Let's do Mack the Knife.
I'm not doing it. You're doing it.
All right, we'll do Mack the Knife. Now, people know this song as a jazz standard. And when you see this song on our album, you might think, well, okay, I'm going to file that album in my jazz section. The trouble with that is that this song wasn't written by Bobby Darin. This song was composed by Bertolt Brecht, and the lyrics were written by Kurt Weill. This song was in the piece The Threepenny Opera, which is a operetta that illustrates the underground criminal life of Berlin society in the interwar years. Oh, the shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Mackie, dear, and he keeps it out of sight. You know when that a shark bites with his teeth, dear, scarlet billows start to spread. But fancy gloves, though, wears old Mackie, babe. So there's never any trace of red. Oh, on the sidewalk. Oh, Sunday morning, don't you know? Lies the body, oozing life, and somebody's creeping around the corner. Could that someone, could it be Mack the Knife? Down by the river, don't you know, where a cement bed is drooping on down low, where that cement is there, it's just there for the wait, babe. 5 will get you 10. Look at Mack, he's back in town. You hear about Louis Miller? Oh, 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 he disappeared, babe, after drawing out all of his hard-earned cash. And now Mack, he spends just like a sailor. Could it be, could it be, could it be our boy did something rash? Oh, oh, Suki Tawdry, look out in this lanyard. Get out, Jenny Diver, and oh, Lucy Brown. Where the light forms out on the right, babe. Now that Mackie, oh, Mackie's back in town.
Man, oh man. Cabaret Boreale on Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studios. You can check out Grove Studios for yourself at grovestudios.space. There are 5 rooms in this building, and you can rent them out 24/7, available for you at any time. 2 in the morning, is that when your band wants to practice? Fine, come on in at 2 in the morning. We've got a big room here that we're located in. You can see the video at some point, whether you're listening to the audio or maybe you've watched one of the other 100 that has taken place in this building. There are other rooms down the hall that are a little bit smaller. If you don't need this much space, obviously cheaper to rent. grovestudios.space. Check it out if you get a chance. Without Grove Studios, there is no Acoustic Alternatives podcast. There's no Visit with Cabaret Boreale. There's no reason to be. You look like you want to say something. Oh, privately, before I start asking her questions. So Grove Studios has really made this whole thing possible. Cabaret Boreale has several shows coming up. May 15th, Ann Arbor Summer Festival debut in Ann Arbor, the Robin Theater in Lansing on May 28th, May 29th again in Toledo at the Over Yonder Concert House Series, and on June 5th, returning to the Trinity House Theater in Livonia, where some of their videos that you can see online have been shot. That beautiful room in Livonia has a nice backdrop. All right, Katie, it's your turn. Katie, Lynne, Katie Smith, Dr. Katie.
Oh, boy.
Lighting director.
Johnston, if you please. What's in a name,
more.
John? You've got an Irish heart, you know?
I do have an Irish heart.
What's even going on here?
I don't know. Lighting director was definitely not something I expected, but thank you for all your help setting this up.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It's all part of the show, you know?
I know.
The lights matter.
They do. I want to tell you something that matters to me as well in your show. I'm going to compare it to a jazz artist locally, Olivia Van Gore, who's a great jazz singer. I just love her. Has done a couple of shows at Carytown Concert House where she's focused on one particular artist. She did Ella Fitzgerald about a year ago, and then just recently Anita O'Day. And as part of the show, she is making sure that she is educating the listener the backstory with not just the song, but about Anita and how she's da-da-da.
Fabulous.
You do this like during your show.
Yes.
You're telling the story of these classic. Like everybody knows Mack the Knife. They probably think it's a Bobby Darin song, right? I know it's not, but I'm also a music lover like you. So that part of your show I think is great and something that if you ever plan to abandon it, don't.
Okay. Take the note.
Keep that. It's an important part of the process. Educating the listener who, again, somebody your age probably shouldn't be listening to this kind of music. I don't know what you should be listening to. Depeche Mode? I don't know.
I'm old as the hills.
Yes. No, you're not. But you've got an old soul. I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times, but it is, it's also a pretty damn gifted instrument. Like you were singing as we were warming up. They were singing, they were playing over here. We were setting up cameras and you were singing along like, holy crap, like 2 feet away from me. What a beautiful voice. Just
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you. And what do you do with a gift? You give it away.
That's right.
You got to give it away.
Well, thank you for doing that. So this was your project originally. Tell me about how you formed this, or did you guys kind of like meet?
It's a bit of an us thing. Okay. So I would say 18 years ago. It was roughly 18 years ago. It must have been around 2008 because I was playing the accordion and everyone was playing the accordion in 2008.
I remember.
So I was studying theater at the University of Michigan.
Oh.
And learning the accordion. And I went with my parents to this beautiful outdoor music festival with all kinds of folk musicians playing all kinds of gorgeous folk music. And I saw what I knew was an accordion case. I recognized it. I had one myself. Vintage suitcase looking thing.
Okay.
So I stalked it out. I didn't, it just sat there and I was just circling around it for the longest time. And then this man walked up, this 7-foot tall Viking of a man, striding with what you would imagine the stride length of a 7-foot tall Viking had when he's in a hurry. And he scooped up the accordion case and he booked it out to the far field, to the acoustic area. So I hustled right up after him and I chased him down. And that's where I met Don Reinholm.
Hello, Don.
And Don Reinholm and I became fast friends that night. We played some of the songs that we play to this very day, like By Mir Bist Du Schön. Yeah, I think we might have even done Those Were the Days that night.
We did it on that stage 10 minutes after
10 minutes,
we
that's
met.
right.
So 18 years ago.
18 years ago, Cabaret Boreale kind of formed, but it didn't have the name. Because what would happen is I was living in New York City for a while, and I would come back in town, and I would visit my parents. And every time I would come back to Michigan, I would reconnect with Don Reinholm. And we would just jam out and have a great time. And every time it was just like, if I didn't live in New York City, if I didn't live out in Oregon, surely we would start a band together, and wouldn't that be fun? But alas, it's not meant to be, so until next visit. And then life spins you around in most unexpected, extremely uncomfortable ways, and you end up right back at your parents' house in your mid-30s.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Brilliant.
It happens, and life works in amazing ways. And we had the opportunity to start the band that we always kind of knew that we would someday.
Nice.
And would it just be the two of us? I don't know. And Don brought to my attention this amazing bass player that he's been working with in another project that he's working on, an excellent project called The Two Talls. So Don brings Phil into the mix, and Phil is playing the upright bass, and I'm just like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is even cooler than I thought. I'm so excited. And meanwhile, this is the worst time of my life, just personally.
Okay.
I mean, just like it's the things that happen in your life that land you back at your parents' house in your mid-30s, just like
Generally
let your
not good.
imagination go.
Yeah, they're not
so
awesome.
This was like being with Don and Phil was like the most meaningful, joy-laden gift that I had in my life. And I'm so grateful for these guys. So the three of us around my parents' table, after we were doing this for a while, we were like, we need a name. And we came up with all kinds of great names. And we settled in to Cabaret Boreale because it kind of spans the theatricality of the cabaret and also, Michigan. Michigan it's a northern state, and Boreale means of the north. So we are theatrical, but it's also, it's like we met outside. There's like a bit of a woodsy camping energy in all of our souls here as Michiganders.
So did you grow up in Ann Arbor then, or just happen to spend time there with your family?
I spent neither.
City you grew up in?
The city that I grew up in was Rochester.
Okay.
And I went to undergraduate at the University of Michigan, and I met Don
there.
Further north, yeah.
If I had met you in high school, would you have been the lead in the musicals?
Yeah, I probably would. Actually, maybe not.
Dramatic answer.
I don't know where it came from. No, honestly, probably not. I did sing in high school, and I was in acting. I was always into acting since I was in third grade, and but I took it seriously because I took myself seriously, and I thought that musicals were very silly, and they are, and that's what I love about them now. But that's why I didn't pursue them I went to an extremely academically rigorous high school, and like that was definitely the focus for high school. But in undergrad, it was straight theater. Musicals are silly, but I did sing in an a cappella group, which is very silly, and I learned a lot about singing. But in high school, I was just doing like sad girl and guitar, so I wouldn't have been front and center in a musical. I'd be over in the corner.
Are there recordings of those?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. Am I your friend enough to get those?
Yes.
I want to hear those. I really do.
They're actually quite nice. They're really sweet.
I also want to know, if I walked into your parents' house while you guys were having dinner, what music is on the stereo?
Don
was on your
playing
stereo?
accordion with.
Play me?
Yeah,
That's
it's you.
actually true.
It's
Can
true. No,
confirm. Spent a week at their house.
Ed's a rock and roll.
every
Eric's a rock and roller.
Christmas. Well,
No,
every
when you were
Christmas.
younger, not now.
All right, okay. Every Christmas, my parents play Don and his sister's accordion duets,
okay.
which are
Very
amazing.
cool. Well, that
but-
influence might have come from your parents then.
Classic rock, though. My dad plays guitar, and he is a classic rock man.
Very good. Well, the role costumes play in the show, how important is it? It's a lovely costume.
Thank you.
Unless
Thank
you dress like this to go to the grocery store, I don't know.
Sometimes.
Especially like today, you're dressed that way and you have to go to the grocery store maybe. I don't know.
Yes,
but,
yes.
no,
On our way to the grocery store. No, we are on our way to film a little bit of a commercial for a local establishment, which is a secret.
Okay. We'll look for it.
But yes, costuming is very important. It's all a part of the show, and the reason why the show is important is because it creates a whole atmosphere. And when you create a whole atmosphere, you can create a coherent field. When you can create a coherent field, you can do things like transport people to an
That's true.
experience, a lived experience of being in another time and being in another place. And you can essentially like harmonize the energetic fields of the people in the shared space. And it can be easier to do that without recognizable touchstones to daily life as is. Gosh, what was that movie? You know, what's the movie that takes place on Mackinac Island?
Somewhere in time.
Somewhere in time. Yeah. You know, it's like somewhere in time, and it's like when you go back in time, you can't have any relics from this contemporary time. Otherwise, it's going to bring you right back to your habitual personality. And honestly, it's like all the world is a stage. We're all just acting the characters that we've habitually been acting for our whole lives. Okay. And that's great in some ways. And there's also a lot of not so great programming that we're all living and repeating and replicating throughout our shared society. So by creating a transporting atmosphere, we all have an opportunity to co-create something different.
That's a good point. Did you maybe live in that era and another? Do you think you're reincarnated and you actually lived through that era first?
You know, we've all been around the block. We've all been pretty much everywhere. We've all kind of done it all, you know.
Right.
Well, that's kind of what was happening in Weimar, Germany too. It's like the cabaret scene in general.
Talking to
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say. Let me talk into the mic here.
Yeah.
That's what was happening too. What you just said was what was happening and still is happening in the original cabaret scenes.
Yeah, exactly. People created their own reality, which in the cabarets in Germany, it was extremely gender inclusive, extremely gender diverse, at a time in Germany where fascism was on the rise and there were all kinds of strict rules about conduct. But in that co-created art space of the cabarets, people could really be who they wanted to be without the external rules and without the internal rules.
That's cool. I never thought of it that way.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, one final question for Katie. I stumbled into videos of you singing while playing Dungeons and Dragons with your friends.
Oh.
This is a dark music side of you.
Yes, it is.
That's kind of the a cappella group thing that you would have done.
It is, yeah. So it's a new group, D&D a cappella, and I don't believe that that's the name of it, but that's kind of what we do. I've never played D&D, but I like singing with other people. I think it's extremely important to sing with other people. In the Cabaret Boreale shows, I always try to get people to sing. I'm a doctor of occupational therapy and a yoga teacher, and I work with people one-on-one, and I run therapeutic groups and everything like that. And it's that whole like group coherence kind of thing, group coherence and group harmony. So singing with people is a wonderful, beautiful microcosm of that whole value for me.
Well, Dr. Katie, I might need your services that aren't singing. We'll talk about that afterwards.
I'll give you my card.
How about another song?
Yeah. I think we should do Rouse and then.
Which one?
Rouse
Rouse
and
and
then. Yeah. So this song is, it's a newer song for us. The two songs that we just did, Alabama Song and Mack the Knife, are by Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill. And Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill, they were inspired by the underground cabarets, but they were a little bit higher society. They wrote shows that exposed some of those aesthetics and some of those themes to more highbrow society. This next song that we're going to do, this song was actually performed in the cabaret. So this song was composed by Friedrich Hollaender. And the reason that we know of Friedrich Hollaender was because he got out of Germany, which not everyone in the cabarets did. And this song was performed by the inimitable Claire Waldorf. And just imagine now, like as I was saying, Germany had lost World War I. They were economically depressed. They were demoralized. But also, in the Weimar Republic, they had a democracy for the first time. And with that democracy, women got the right to vote. Women had a voice more than they had before. And yet at the same time, what was happening in the political climate was setting the scene for the rise of Nazism. So in the cabarets, women really had a voice where there was full gender inclusivity and equality. So that gives you a little bit of a picture of where this sentiment comes from.
Right there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The problem of emancipation's been raging since history began. The feminine in all hearts and nations wants to throw off the chains made by men. From the Virgin Islands to this very room, hear all the voices thunder and protest. Anything that men do, women can do too, and more than that, we women do it best. Rouse all the men out of the Reichstag, and rouse all the men out of the courthouse. Men are the problem with society, they're blinded by their vanity. Women have passively embraced them, when we could have easily outpaced them. Yes, we should have long ago replaced them with female heads of state then. If we haven't made our feelings clear, we women have had it up to here. The men get the pick of professions. They're policemen or lawyers or clerks. They get rich and acquire possessions, like we wives who clean house for these jerks. They're ruining the country while we mop up the floor. They're flushing this whole nation down the drain. Now, sisters, stand together. Let's show these men the door before they drive us totally insane. Rouse all the men out of the Reichstag, and rouse all the men out of the courthouse. Men are the problem of society. They're blinded by their vanity. Women have passively embraced them. We could have easily outpaced them. Yes, we should have long ago replaced them with female heads of state then. If we haven't made our feelings clear, we women have had it up to here. As babies, little men cry in cradles, our dependents for birth and for breast. Yes, we are the ones who supply them. We literally created this mess. from the sweetest baby, something goes awry, and now he's a dictator to his mom. Yeah, women make the men, but men make all the rules. We gave him life, but now he wants a gun. Rouse all the men out of the Reichstag, and rouse all the men out of the courthouse. Men are the problem with society. They're blinded by the vanity. Women have passively embraced them when we could have easily outpaced them. Yes, we should have long ago replaced them with female heads of state then. If we haven't made ourselves quite clear, we women have had it up to here.
I want to clap, but that's weird for a podcast.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Cabaret Boreale is my guest on Acoustic Alternatives today from Grove Studios. That sounds like it actually is from a musical, but I don't know what it would be from. Is it from a musical?
That song, it was composed for the cabarets in Weimar, Germany.
Okay, so not technically a musical, just for performance in
Just for
spaces like
for
that.
performance. But I mean, this style of performance influences theatrical. It is a theatrical tradition, so it
Yes.
influences, of course, the musical cabaret
Yes.
and musicals in general.
I can hear Lady Gaga doing that one. That would be interesting. What was the name of that one? I'm sorry, taking a drink.
It's called Rouse mit den Männern.
I'm going to have trouble spelling that, but okay,
That's
good.
German.
Yes, I
I'm
know.
doing it in English, and we kind of the translation for Rouse is like chuck or like shove out.
So, yeah. Shove.
So we call that song Rouse the Men.
Okay. Very good. Well, now we're going to explore a little bit with Don. Don, if you can make your way to the microphone. I know that's probably difficult with your instrument, but
Because that might be too tall for the.
Yeah, do you want to bring your stool over?
I'm just trying to figure out how we get a conversation in with you.
Okay.
Either way.
Somehow.
Raise the microphone. Maybe people should see how tall you are.
Well, there.
Stand up, Don.
See? Okay. Well,
Then
we
have
do
to,
that.
Then we have to
The
fix it later.
microphone doesn't go that high,
Well.
Don.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna have to go
I'll
back.
sit down then.
No.
yeah.
I think it'll still catch you. I think it'll still catch
I'm
you.
okay like this.
Okay. Don Reinholm, the tallest member of the band, as is discussed on the website as well. Oxford is home, if I learned correctly
Oxford,
from
yep.
a little bit of research. 40-plus year marriage is also something to be pretty proud
Yeah.
of. As
That's
a,
right. 41 this year. Yes.
So 18-ish years, come a little closer to the microphone. 18 years in this band as part of Cabaret Boreale?
Well, it's probably only been going lots for three years
Okay.
probably because Katie lived in Oregon and
That's
she
right.
lived in New York.
It was a brief meeting that
Right.
the idea came from. So the accordion is not a typical instrument for modern music. Where
No, it
else?
isn't.
What else do you get to play in other than this? I mean, obviously, this has only been a 3-year project, and you've been playing a little longer than just 3 years.
Well, I've probably been playing longer than I probably started playing before the rest of the band was on the planet.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's also the oldest band.
So, yeah, I've been playing for 55 years,
Nice.
and I always played ethnic music. Actually, before I played, I was in the ethnic dance troupe for years.
Really?
In my teens and my early 20s, and all my grandparents are from Finland, and all my wife's grandparents are from Finland.
Fun.
And that's what I was playing for a long time. And then I started realizing I like to play. I like to actually show people music that is Finnish to a non-Finnish audience. I was playing for Finnish. It was a very niche
Yeah,
audience
small.
that we were playing for. And this group, and also another group that Katie mentioned, the Two Talls,
Yeah.
is enabling me to do that, which I like a lot.
Who did you grow up listening to? Was it Frankie Yankovic? That's the only guy
No,
I can think
actually, it was they're obscure musicians. Vaila Turpinen, Veikko Ahvenainen, all obscure to America. That's the stuff that my parents listened to, and I liked it.
of. Okay. Well,
know.
for somebody in my age group, and I'm a little bit younger than you, hearing the polka stuff actually would have been Weird Al, which is he did.
Weird.
He played plays the accordion and incorporated it into his music. So that
Yeah,
is-
polkas are popular, and When I was going through college, I played in a polka band.
I imagine
And,
so.
that's what helped me go pay through college, too. And it was also at that time, pardon Katie and Andrew and Phil a little bit, I realized I didn't want to do music for a living. I'm a retired engineer.
Okay. What kind of engineering did you do?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical?
I worked for the power company the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you miss it at all?
I have so much to do in music that I don't miss retirement from the company at all.
I know a few local, like folkier musicians who finally retired from their day jobs, and now they're concentrating on their music careers and really enjoying life.
That's me too, and I thank Cabaret Boreale for accepting this old fart into the band. I think it's great.
It wouldn't be the same without what you bring, because it would just be kind of shallow. I mean, without that sound.
Well, thank you.
I think what you're doing is important. So you're retired. This is your job now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we actually, my wife and I, we have a horse farm.
Oh.
It's northeast of Oxford. We have 3 horses.
That's work.
Yeah. And 3 hours ago, one of a Percheron horse got loose, and I was fixing the fence 3 hours ago.
Sorry to pull you away from work for some fun, but I hope this is good for you. I hope this is good therapy.
Yeah, I like what the Boreale part is like, to be outside.
Yeah.
All the time.
For sure. So you kind of formed the band as a thing, and then Andrew came along. Was Andrew because you guys started dating? Well, just
We
friends.
started.
Music came first.
Music came first. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Not to
But
get too
then,
personal,
yes.
but I'm trying to figure out how to get that back to having Don in the band. But Don was already in the band, so I'm learning as we go along in this conversation about how Cabaret Boreale started, and I'm trying to find a way to fit that in.
Don brought, Don was the one who brought Phil into the band.
Okay, that's right. You mentioned that. Sorry.
Yeah, I was playing again with a violinist from Germany. I still do, and we were playing with Phil for a while, and Hardy, he's the violinist, and we're not playing too much out like what we used to, because he's working pretty tough. He still is working as an engineer,
Okay.
and he's very busy in that job, and we kind of don't play out too much no more.
So in your lengthy music career as a performer, this is your first recording. This is the first time you've been on record?
Actually, not
No?
true. I made a CD in 2006 with
Oh.
my sister, who also plays the accordion. She lives in Vermont.
Nice.
And she was in the same dance troupe as us too. and she played. Actually, she's been playing for longer than me, but not as many hours, but more years than me.
Sure.
And so we made that CD together. It's all 100% pure ethnic Finnish music, though.
Well.
Dance music.
For people who want to find it, it's probably hard to find these days.
Oh,
right?
it's pretty hard to find something recent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of old stuff.
That's what I meant, like
Yeah.
modern interpretations of the classics.
Right.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for taking time away from your farm and joining Acoustic Alternatives in the
My
podcast. Phil, do you want to squeeze over to this microphone? We'll have Katie hold your bass, and then we'll do a final song to wrap up after. So, just a few things that you play: bass, tuba, mandolin, trombone. Stop it, Phil. It's too much. Is apparently what the website says about all that. Is there more? Did they?
Oh yeah, it's mandolin, keyboards,
Percussion.
foot percussion. Yeah, you said mandolin.
Did you say trombone?
You said trombone.
I
That's
did
my
say-
first instrument. That's the one I played from high school all the way after high school. I was in a rock band that did originals in the up until the mid '90s,
Okay.
and
But I've heard of them.
maybe they were called 17 Reasons Why. We
Actually, I remember that. I worked in
do?
a record store, so we probably carried. If you
Yeah.
had something on consignment, we
we
probably
did
carried
the
it.
farthest we made it. We had we entered a radio contest for unsigned bands,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to play at the State Theater, and we won the Detroit finals,
Nice.
and then we went to the regionals, which were at Pine Knob,
Oh,
and the band that beat us, I'm sure you've heard of, the Verve Pipe.
Yeah, Brian's been here a couple times. He said there last time.
So
Yeah,
but that's where we crossed paths with them.
okay.
So they went on to the Nationals and won it. But
He's still doing
but
it.
we did a lot of cool gigs and stuff like that. And,
Nice.
and that's what gave me the stage experience and the desire to do gigs and stuff like that, more than playing in high school and all that. And when I knew that I wanted to do something else when it split up, which it did, but I'm still playing with all those guys. Like we're doing like a reunion thing,
really?
whatever. And the oldest guy's in his 70s, but I always gravitated towards what the bass player was doing. It's like, and that is what I did. I went out and bought a bass after that band split up, and the gigs are done, and I played the bass for a while, and it sat in the closet for a couple of years until I started going to like open mics and jams, blues jams and stuff like that. And then once that was like the best choice I could have made as far as instruments, because you can get in with people need bass players. And that's literally why I'm still playing with this group that I was in the 90s, because there's no room for a horn section anymore, but they need a bass player. So I'm playing all the old songs on bass now. And then, every other instrument is like in the past, like 10 years that I've started playing mandolin, and then a guy loaned me a tuba for a while, and I started playing with some old time jammers, playing the old songs similar to what we're doing. And that just like hooked me in, like the sound of the tuba. And this, when we were first practicing, I was just playing bass, and I mentioned that I had a tuba, and I was expecting the reaction that I was getting from other groups that I'm playing with. Tuba,
Not cool.
but that
not
was
cool,
not the
dude.
reaction
Get that tuba.
Yeah, she's like, what, tuba? So now I'm like, more than half the songs are tuba songs that I play, with this group. But yeah, it's like in the foot percussion thing, that was like I played in another group where it was like three of us and we didn't have a drummer. It's like,
Got to make it up somehow.
yeah. And and then mandolin is like another. My uncle was into guitars and synths and all these instruments, and he lived in Minnesota. And every time I went to go visit him, he would like show me something new. And when he handed me this mandolin and showed me like 3 chords, I was like hooked immediately. And then he's like, he said, what do you think of that? I'm like, I really love it. And he says, he basically gave me my first mandolin, and I took that home with me and started finding people that wanted to do that kind of a thing, so.
I don't know if you know the band Stephen Kellogg and the Sixers, but the last time I was in a room like this, doing an interview like this, was with them. And last time I had a tuba in a room, I should say, because they have a song called Shady Esperanto and the Young Hearts, which is probably the only real radio hit they had, per se.
Yeah.
And it has a tuba in it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's the only song in their entire catalog that has a tuba in it. But again, last time I was in a close space with the tuba.
Yeah, we're trying to corner the market. Our research team said tuba was
Missing from most rock
missing.
music. Yeah.
There is something about the instrument, like
It's loud.
I could play the same bass line on the bass, and then when I start playing it on tuba, it's almost like it's an instant party or something.
Yeah.
It's a party.
Like the polkas and stuff
Yes.
like that. It's
Yeah, it's right there.
it's perfect for that.
One thing I admire about you is in my roles, my best roles in my work life, I was kind of the utility player. I always think of like the baseball team, the guy that can play third base and first base and catcher. And that's you. You're the utility player for this team. And that's the valuable part of being.
That's why it's like I'm in like 6 different bands right now.
Right.
And it's so
You should
easy
be.
to fill in a spot. This one that's the most busiest right now that I'm playing with is the Honest to God Jug Band, and we're playing down in Eastern Market at this place called Full Measure Brewery every other Wednesday. And I don't know what I'm going to be playing when I get there, because I can play tuba, but there's 2 other tuba players that could show up.
Of course
If the
there
tuba
are.
player shows up, then our next thing is trombone, but there's another trombone player. So then I can jump on mandolin. It's like it all works. It's like I always have a spot.
Can you name some of the other acts that you've been part of, or maybe you're currently playing with besides this one? Or-
The most high end one that I'm in is this Shamrock Jazz Orchestra. It's made up of alumni of East Detroit High School from different eras, from the like 70s all the way through the 90s. It's a 21-piece big band, and we do our own arrangements. Like the keyboard player writes, medleys, and we do all kinds of stuff like Stevie Wonder, Chicago, Led Zeppelin, and I know it's called a jazz orchestra, but
those songs have been done in jazz.
And they're really,
nice.
It's brought my playing level up. Playing with these great players.
Cool.
I'm like the second chair trombone player. The first chair trombone is like I'm learning a lot from him. So we're playing at the Roxy in July 17th.
I still have to get
in
out
Rochester.
there. It's in Rochester, yeah. I haven't been there yet. One of my friends, I think, is a bartender or something, Colleen. She used to be in some bands. Actually, still is in some bands. But yes, I plan to get there someday.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Sure. Thank you.
It was good to meet you. One more song, guys, and we'll have Katie introduce whatever you're doing, and then I'll ask a parting question.
Well,
Parting question or two.
if there's only one more song that we...
It could be two songs in
do.
one.
Well... I think we should do our song. I think we should, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we
Your original.
gotta... We have to share with you our Cabaret Boreale original, the song that we wrote ourselves. Whenever you're ready, Don, and I'll tell the tale. So imagine this, John Bomarito. Imagine a tale of such woe, such toxicity, power dynamics in a gritty, grubby relationship. Who's got the upper hand? Who cares? It's not safe, it's not healthy. All of this taking place in the very appropriate, chilling setting of the frozen white north. Picture yourself with a team of dogs, Iditarod style. Snow's blowing, ice streaming across your face. This is I'm Not Your Dog. To set off into the dark was such a rocky start. You thought I should pick a side, that we should play our parts. Sleds and rain through snow and rain for rescuing what's lost. You said pull and I said no, and then you called me boss. Oh my dear, I know you can't hear me because you still fear me, but still this bit I won't hold in my mouth. I'm not your dog, I'm not your driver. I won't go dragging around your baggage. I won't take you for a ride. I'm not your dog, I'm not your driver. This is comical and it's cold. What in this climate can survive? Trail in sight. What a shame to seek to blame instead of hold the light. You said haw and I said gee, 'cause I am up to me. Hold your own, don't ride alone. Remember that you're free. Oh my dear, I know you can't hear me because you still fear me, but still this bit I won't hold in my mouth. I'm not your dog, I'm not your driver. I won't go dragging around your baggage. I won't take you for a ride. I'm not your dog, I'm not your driver. This is comical and it's cold. What in this climate can survive? Face to face, I know we could win this race. Oh, side by side, we'd both make it out alive. I can't decide for This bit I won't hold in my mouth. I'm not your dog. I'm not your driver. I won't go dragging around your baggage. I won't take you for a ride. I'm not your dog. I'm not your driver. I won't go dragging around your baggage. I won't take you for a ride. I'm not your dog. Bark with me, John. Side by side, side by side, we'd both make it out alive.
Cabaret Boreale on Acoustic Alternatives. I'm not your dog, not to be confused with I want to be your dog. It's same idea, but not quite. Okay, that was very fun. Thanks for including me on the singing. Nobody wants to hear me sing, so I'm glad there was.
Thank you for barking with me,
Oh,
John
I'm part
Bomarito.
dog, actually.
Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
Oh, totally my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Part dog because my father he's not with us anymore, but he would say to his dog in front of me, "I love you like a son, Brody." So I think I'm part dog.
Yeah, you really took to it.
Yeah,
You took to it like a dog takes to a
woof,
bone.
yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so final-ish question. Is there any plans to go into a recording studio and put out, this is a live album, Cabaret Boreale album is a live album, which is nice. You know, it captures what you do very well, but the recording quality isn't the same as a studio, right? If you went into Big Sky or something and did a proper recording. Is that in the works for this project? Ooh, that seems like it's a tough question. That should be a simple yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. Andrew and I are in the midst of finishing up recording a Djangophonique album,
Excellent.
which is very exciting.
I'm excited
And,
about that. I love that project too.
It's great. And Andrew was recording and re-recording until, let's see, he stayed up late. The neighbors texted and complained at around 3 a.m.
I didn't even know they
I
could
think,
hear me.
well, they sure
here,
can.
You know. I mean, just bring in your own equipment.
So I've been building I've been building a studio in my basement.
Oh,
Which is really it's nice to have that workspace there, you know.
for sure.
And although it's quirky,
yes.
you know, it's right next to the breaker box. And when I really turn the gain up loud to get good vocal takes for Katie, we have to flip the breaker on the fridge because I can hear the whine of the fridge's compressor upstairs. So, you know, the old basement, and it's like, you know, don't let the furnace kick on. The water heater can't start.
Nope.
But it's working. It's working for me.
Well, the motto here actually is get out of the garage, get into the studios. I'm just saying, this isn't necessarily.
Well, maybe, you know, when I'm ready, I'm going to get out of the basement.
Okay.
I'm going to get into the grove.
Okay, because there's a room down the hall that it actually is for mastering. You can do that here too. Anyway,
I'm looking forward to keeping up the neighbors and melting our ice cream with the sounds of the tuba.
yes.
I think we should keep it right at home.
All right, let's remind them again where you guys are going to be. Ann Arbor Summer Festival debut, including a whole bunch of other fantastic performances as well. That's happening May 15th, pretty soon. Robin Theater in Lansing on May 28th. Over Yonder Concert House. Don't know what that is in Toledo because I don't go to Toledo much, but sounds fun. But I love the Trinity House, June 5th, another excellent option. That's just the Cabaret Boreale dates, Djangophonique dates, which you are both part of. Sorry, guys. I don't have any of those in front of me, but I do know one of them is the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. So,
Yes.
visit both websites. If you want to give both websites now, this would be a good time to do that because I don't have those memorized.
Yeah, so cabaretboreale.com is the website. You can find us on social media, Instagram or Facebook. Search for Cabaret Boreale. And then Djangophonique is djangophonique.com, and you can find Djangophonique on Facebook and Instagram as well.
And yes, we know that both of those names are incredibly hard to spell.
They are.
So, but I think with
It does.
yeah,
Okay.
so does Djangophonique, and it's got a D and a J and an I and a Q. So many.
Yeah, and
It's a lot
sometimes
of
you want to say
But I think
Djangophonique and
with Google,
yes.
a dedicated soul would eventually get to us.
I also
really
tend to
wanna
put the
find
links
it.
into the the YouTube videos and the posts. So
We've both got stuff on YouTube, and both bands also have a mailing list, which you can find on Substack. You can sign
right.
up for that.
all right, I look forward to your next record coming out on a 78.
Yeah.
Maybe on Columbia Records on 78. Let's just
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you
This
so
is
much for
fantastic.
having us.
Thanks for
Let's
having
stand
us.
up and take a bow, guys.
For the cameras, not for the audio part.
Oh, for the cameras.
Thanks to Grove Studios for making this possible. GroveStudios.space. And I don't know what's next, but there'll be more.
Thank you so much.